Continuing on with the epic franchise that is Zatoichi, the Blind Swordsman, we have the second one right here. The Tale of Zatoichi continues from 1962, also known as Zoku Zatoichi Monogatari. Monogatari means story itself. And this one is a 72-minute long tale in which the blind masseuse himself is returning to the gravesite of a person that he had to eliminate. And he is also in charge of trying to help massage a local lord who's a little, I don't know what the word is, like he's tickling him, or the lord is tickling Zatoichi. He's got something, it's never really specified what. He's only on screen for a little bit, but because of just, they're trying to protect what this lord has, that even his retainers know. So, like the people right below the lord send a whole bunch of assassins to go after Zatoichi. You think it's but that's when Ichi himself says, "Yeah, I would stay quiet if they asked me to, because I'm just a masseuse who's just going around performing it, making people feel better." So yeah, I think that was just a little overreactive on their part. I'm like, that's like if I were to, I don't know, break someone's light bulb, and then they hire 30 hitmen to try and take me out just because of a shattered light bulb. I don't know. So yeah, this movie is, the first one was meant to introduce our hero, which, you know, I like. In the first one, he had to deal with his own morality, and the second one here is that he has to deal with being the outcast of the Japanese society back in 1600s or whatever it is. So we get kind of a more, I don't want to say morality tale, but an understanding of who he is. So, when we get to see him kind of indulge in having a good night with a courtesan, lady, a Japanese lady. I forgot what the geisha, whatever the term is. Courtesan, not a geisha. Like buying them drinks and everything else. Indulging in pleasure enough, but he's also a Zen Buddhist. Yeah, there's actually a scene where we get to see him where they do some Buddhist chanting. It is not revealed like exactly which sect, but it is interesting to see like the way how they have it structured and everything else with the rows with the beads and everything else. And I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. All the meanwhile, he has to deal with the being the outcast and everything. He also has to deal with his own past, which he had a woman named Chio, not Chio-chan from Azumanga Daioh, but like saying that she left. That she left because when he went blind, he has up one of the courtesans that he's getting to know at the bar says, "Yeah, my name is also Chio," and is like saying, "Hey, I'm not just a replacement for for your past lover." He's like, "No, you are completely different than her." So obviously, he's also dealing with his older brother who is coming in, and they are both dealing with the deceased lover. And it's actually revealed at the end that she's alive, so we get an interesting look at the type of life that he's holding, that Zatoichi holds, so which he had to, I guess you can say, de-arm his older brother. So we get two master swordsmen, and we get a good gripping tale of what they have to do, of them trying to, I would say, confront their own past and try to reach an understanding in kind of a Japanese fatalism way of how the two brothers are always forced to bond. This is kind of a trope you would see in anime and stuff like that. To see in a samurai movie from 1962 is actually pretty darn cool. I can't deny that. Obviously this movie does flow a lot faster. It's only 72 minutes. It's not like they're trying to elongate all the scenes and everything. I mean, Yeah, I mean, actually, you get the weirdo tickling massage scene in the beginning, but then you know how she's getting no lady. So it's like I said, we're peeling back, and we're getting to see him become a human. I mean, even I don't know, roughly 35 minutes in, when he is like at a little bank or whatever, you know, a little area near a river where he talks about like saying, "Hey, this was a great person. You know, we drank, we fished, and everything else, but then ultimately I had to eliminate him." So he's getting the grief from the past and everything. And so we get to see Shintaro, forgot his last name, be actually very good acting. I was like, he is putting in a good role. It's like he's getting more comfortable with the character. So the voiceover is pretty cool, adding more, I guess volume to the way how he's being portrayed is pretty cool. That's what I liked. We do get some action in here. We get him taking out roughly, I don't know, 10 to 15 of the hired samurai, and you know, done a couple of takes in. It's like when he's being attacked, it's like one sword slash stuff like that. So it's not like it's super visible, but it's just not super muddied either. So it's done in a way that it feels authentic, but it makes you wishing for a little more, in my opinion. You know, it's ultimately in the end when he has to deal with his brother, like, okay, so yeah, obviously his brother is Yoshiro, so it's the conflict that goes on. I'm like, okay, this is actually really gosh darn good, really cool. Um, you know, I like this one. Obviously, it's light on substance, but thematically, it is a little bit more higher, I guess you could say. The person playing Yoshiro, what is actually Shintaro, real life, Shintaro's older brother, Tamari, his older brother, who would actually go on to star as another samurai in Lone Wolf and Cub. They had all 7 of those adaptations, which maybe I'll watch, maybe I won't, I don't know. But yeah, you know, with all that being said, you know, some people have been giving us like a 7 out of 10 on the IMDb, 70%, and yeah, I kind of have to go with it. That's what this is. So if you get the chance, movie number 2, The Tale of Zatoichi, continues.